All right. Hola. Buenos días. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Yeah, that was all I could speak in Spanish. Oh, actually, I was also gonna say "Cómo está?" ¿Cómo está? Thank you so. All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here today. My name is Nilay, and I work at Google on the Flutter team. If you know me on Twitter, you might know that like visiting Malaga was one of my dreams for years, and finally it's becoming real. And I'm so excited. Thank you for having me today. Today I want to talk about a little bit Flutter's community programs. I work as a program manager on the Flutter team. I just want to check, can everyone hear me on the back? Okay, perfect. Thank you, sounds good. So I work as a program manager on the Flutter DevRel team. It's like a project manager at Google. This is how they call it. They call it program manager. And my projects are about communities, Flutter communities. But before jumping that, I just want to check, how many of you know what Flutter is? Oh, cool. Yeah, raise your hand. How many of you know what Flutter is? Oh, cool. Like, this is really exciting for me because I joined Flutter team 5 years ago, and it was when Flutter was releasing their first public release, announcing it. And when I asked this question then, there was only 1 or 2 people. Sometimes it was 0. So I'm so excited that now we are 50% of the room knows what Flutter is. And it's a great journey to be in the Flutter team. And here today, I just want to give you a brief introduction to Flutter, just in case for those who doesn't know what Flutter is. So Flutter is Google's SDK to build multi-platform applications. And what does it mean? That if you are building applications, you know that if you want to build a mobile application, you can choose native mobile application development, right? You can build an application for Android or for iOS devices. And to build for those different applications, you have to build different apps, right? For Android, you have to use like Kotlin or, to build a native application. And for iOS, again, you have to build the same app again for iOS using with Swift UI or Swift. So what Flutter says is that, or if you want to also build the same app for web and desktop, you have to build different applications. And imagine if you want to make any changes in one of them, you have to make the same changes on all the applications, right? Or you have to have different developers, or same developer has to know different technologies to build all those applications. And 5 years ago when Flutter came, it said, oh, actually, you don't have to create those different applications now. You just create one app from one single code base, and your application will work on all different devices. So you have to think about change management. You have to think about, oh, how my app is going to look on this device or that device. You just build one thing, and then your app is going to work all on these devices. And it was really exciting. Then developers really like, oh, I love this idea. So this is less cost, and this is more fun to build. So this is how they love Flutter. And now the Flutter applications work on iOS, Android, web, desktop, embedded devices from just one single code base. And for the last 5.5 years, actually it's very exciting. If you are in tech for a long time like me, it's very exciting to see a technology was born, and it's growing, and it's getting like a lot of attention and a lot of like from people. And it's really exciting to see this journey for a technology, and I'm so excited to see what's gonna happen for Flutter for the next few years. And I think I see a lot of students here. You are gonna show us how Flutter is gonna evolve over the next years. And one of the most exciting things about Flutter is that also it's about community. So what do I mean by community? Like people like us here, right? There are Flutter developers, and then if you want to meet other Flutter developers, you just go to some community events and meetups and conferences and meet those Flutter developers. So Flutter is like from day zero, from the day I joined, I saw that Flutter team is really investing a lot in its communities and community programs. This is why it's growing so fast, so much faster than some other technologies, because it's people. It's the power of people who is literally helping Flutter to grow. And I just wanna, it's been a year since I gave my last talk, so I have a little bit stage anxiety, but it's going well. So is everyone doing well? Okay, cool. So I just also want to quickly mention that Flutter's foundational pillars. So Flutter, when we are talking about Flutter, we say Flutter is fast. It is because when you build the application, the app compiles into native code on each device. So it uses all the power of the device. So the performance of the app is really high. So the applications are working really fast. And it is productive because as a developer, when you are building the Flutter applications, you have really cool developer tools and really cool features like hot reload. For example, for what hot reload is that when you are building the app, and if you want to make a change, let's say if you want to change a color or a text, you just make the change, and then you just see the change immediately on the emulator or on the device, and it is thanks to hot reload. You don't have to wait and like rebuild the application to see the changes. So there are cool features like this that developers really like. So it's really productive to build Flutter applications. Also, you can build beautiful applications using Flutter. There are a lot of ready-to-use widgets. So everything in Flutter is a widget. So the buttons, the animations, the images, the text, you can build really nice, really beautiful-looking applications using ready-to-use widgets, or you can create your customized brand and look, and build beautiful applications. And another good thing about Flutter is open. What does it mean? That it's an open source project. Yes, there's a team at Google that created Flutter, and they are still working on Flutter. But Flutter is an open source project. If you want to create something for Flutter, if you want to make some changes on Flutter, as a developer, it is possible for you to make changes to Flutter on GitHub because it's an open source project. And also, to make integrations on the Flutter applications, you use packages. We call them packages. You can create any package. If you need something, if you need a feature, or if you make an integration that doesn't exist, it is possible for you to build a package. So it's open source. It's the nature of open source project. It's really beautiful because there are a lot of people collaborating on the project. And finally, it's portable. Your applications will work on any screen, on any device from just one single code base. All right, and because I work on the community programs, today I want to give you a little bit more introduction on the communities. What does it mean for Flutter and how we work with the communities? But first, I just want to talk about why it is important to have a community around the technology, right? Because as a developers, if you want to learn a technology, you just go and learn the technology, start using it. But why you think is that having a community around the technology is good? Has anyone any thoughts? Yes, I see a hand over there.
Like you said, people can make contributions to said project, and it can grow much faster than if it were just a company just making the product itself.
Yeah, exactly, right? That's right. That's a perfect example for Flutter again, because there are a lot of people outside of Flutter who is contributing to Flutter, who they can also see what is missing outside, because when we are inside building Flutter, we don't see every use case what you need. So, but people using Flutter outside, they see what need and they can contribute to Flutter. Any other thoughts? Okay. Sounds good. Okay, I'll just continue then. Okay, so then like I'll just summarize it. Developers are really good at like just the engineer the problems, right? When you have a problem, you just literally know how to solve it. You Google it or you Stack Overflow it. So these are, or now there's Bard or ChatGPT. But learning from other, learning from other people is like really good, because imagine that you go to an event, a community meetup, and then you just talk to someone, and there was someone who actually had the same problem with you, or they talk about some approach that you never heard before, so they just give you new ideas. It's not maybe possible if you just like ask on the internet to find those different approaches, but different people will give you different ideas. It's gonna literally just like help you to grow better. And then sometimes these networks will lead you for new job opportunities, right? Someone is gonna say, oh, actually I'm looking for a new Flutter developer. Or if you are looking for a new job, it's easy to talk with people and find different job opportunities and collaboration opportunities. And also you can get support and mentorship from other people. And you will also hear recent updates from other people. Oh, this is what's happening recently in Flutter. This is what I should try. Maybe they already tried and tell you. And also, giving back is good, right? When you know something and if you help other people, this is a good feeling. You will also help another person to grow on their journey. And what kind of communities Flutter has you can join and you can help yourself and other people? So the first program I want to talk about is GDEs, Google Developer Expert Program. So those people are advocates for Flutter outside of Google. They go to events, they give talks. For example, Alfredo here, he's a Flutter GD, he's awesome. You see, he has been attending those events and helping those people to learn Flutter or answer their questions. It's not possible for me or for anyone in the Flutter team to travel every single event or countries and to talk to other people, right? Or mostly talk in their language. All I can say is hola, right? But he can talk to you about Flutter in Spanish. So we also have some GDs, they have YouTube channels. Like Pawan, he is from India. He has a YouTube channel. He has millions of subscribers, and he's teaching Flutter and sometimes Firebase. And I just keep giving this example. So when we first announced Flutter, Ahmed was one of our first GDs. He's from Egypt. He literally went on his car, and he traveled to 7 different cities in Egypt and taught people what Flutter is. So these are great people who are helping us to advocate Flutter outside and who are helping developers to learn Flutter better. And why you should join, why you should be one of those people, right? So one, it's good for your career development. It's an acknowledgement from Google. Google says, oh, this is a Google developer expert. So you can always use this acknowledgement for any opportunities. And once you become a GDE, you will have access to Googlers and some other Google resources. We do monthly meetings with the GDEs. We talk to them. We invite team members. They ask their questions all the time, so they have direct access to a lot of resources. And also, they have a lot of connections to other GDEs from different countries, and this is a good network of people. And also, we invite them to the events. Google is organizing events like Google I/O or sometimes Flutter Summit. We invite our GDEs to those summits. And how can you become a GDE? First of all, you have to be really good at Flutter. You have to know what Flutter is, and you should be able to talk about it. But also, we are looking for some deep dive expertise on some specific area. We are not looking for full stack Flutter. It's not possible to know everything well in Flutter. We know Flutter is also growing. But if you have a specific knowledge on some specific area, this is what we are looking for. Also, we are looking for some community experience. You should be willing to go to events, talk to other people, give talks, or mentor other people, or organize events. So if you're already doing these things, you can apply for a GDE, to be a GDE. Some Googler or another GDE should refer you to the program. And then once you are referred, you will fill an application form. This is where you're going to talk about, oh, these are the things I'm already doing for Flutter. And then there's a community interview with an existing GDE. And then there's another interview with a Googler. Like, it's a long process. There are a lot of interviews. This is a really high quality program. And then once you just went through those successfully, you will join the GDE club. And then another program, Flutter Meetup Network. So imagine that when I have a question about Flutter at work, I just turn to a Flutter engineer and ask my question, right? And then I will find someone to help me. And how about someone like here, like how you will find other Flutter developers or someone in Turkey or in Egypt? So we have those awesome meetups, Flutter meetups. They run local meetups. They host local speakers, they host community members, and then they create local communities. Right now we have 170 Flutter meetups. Flutter Malaga is one of them. There's a meetup here. This is where you can find other Flutter developers or developers who are interested in Flutter in the meetup locally. And also they do things like Flutter festivals, like we had a campaign called Flutter Festival. There were 150 Flutter festival events all around the world, all organized by our meetup network. And then like these are some of the Flutter Forward extended meetups. We had a conference called Flutter Forward where we announced a lot of new release for Flutter, and all the meetups just ran a meetup and they watched the event or they talked about what we announced at the meetup. And how can you be part of this? If you're interested in giving a talk, so this is one of the best places you can start and you can try giving a talk, because literally just this is your local community, local city. You can just go and give a talk in one of the meetups, or you can just be attendee, just go, listen to the talks or talk to other people. If you're interested, you can join the organizing team and you can help organizers to organize a meetup. Or if there is not a meetup in your city, you can start a new meetup. You can contact me on Twitter. You can find me. We can add a new meetup for you to the network. And then, of course, there are a lot of communities like Google developer groups. Today, they're organizing this Devfest. And for student clubs, there's Google developer student clubs. You can join a student club and you can meet other students. These are all community programs Google support. You can just go and join one of them. And finally, Flutteristas. So this is our women and non-binary developer community for Flutter. And then you see now they are running a conference on November 11 on this Saturday. They're all women speakers. 23 of them will be giving a talk. And I just want to quickly talk about this, like why we need such a community for women and non-binary or underrepresented gender groups. Like, isn't rest of the community nice to those people? Like, what is the problem? Right? Like these questions coming, and then you're very right? So, you know that like, so this is so lucky. I see a lot of amazing women in this room today, but 10 years ago when we were doing those meetups, most of the time I was the only one in the room. Or maybe there were one or two other people, like literally. And then because like we just like did a lot of these kind of like meetups and then invited those women and supported them and helped each other, like now there are more examples. And then to go to college, people are saying, oh, like I can also do computer science or just like technology. So it's easier now, but it was much harder in the past. But we just have to accept that there is still a big gender gap in technology. I don't know if it is the same in your company, but usually it's mostly men in the companies, right? And imagine that like you are entering a room and there are a lot of like very nice people. Everyone is very welcoming. Everyone is so nice. You feel very welcome. But if you don't see anyone look like you, can you really feel that you belong to that group? It's hard, right? So this is the reason we have such communities. We want to create a sense of belonging for women and underrepresented gender groups to come here, to feel supported, to see others like them, and then come to those meetups and go to those meetups and just like they are part of everything. We are not separating or differentiating them from other things. They're in every meetup. But we also have this group, have these opportunities for women and non-binary, and we call them Flutteristas. And if you want to join them, it is under flutterista.org. You can join the community there on Slack. I just want checking the time. Good? Okay. So another opportunity to join a community, if you're interested in contributing to Flutter itself, if you want to improve Flutter, you can start creating PRs. And there's an open source community on Reddit under Flutter Dev, Discord, sorry. They are on Discord. If you go there, you will see all the contributors, external and Googler contributors to Flutter. And even if you're interested, you can just go and join that and ask, oh, actually, how can I contribute to Flutter? They are very helpful, very nice people. And it's really good on your resume that, oh, I actually contributed to Flutter. So you can go and ask those people how to do that, or you can slowly start doing those things. Also, you can create a package for Flutter. And imagine that if there is something missing you want to do, and you can create a package for it. We have a program called Flutter Favorites. It's on the flutter.dev website. You can see how your package can be included, one of the Flutter favorite packages. Also, there's a lot of community-run initiatives. So, like all those programs were supported by us, by Google team. But there's a lot of other things run by just community itself. There's a website called It's All Widgets. They create all the they created a website and they list all the Flutter applications on their website. You can see really good Flutter app examples on the site. They are on Reddit. And then they have a Slack called Flutter Study Group Slack. If you are learning Flutter or if you have a question, you can just join the Slack group and you can ask your question. And also they do a live hump day Q&A every Wednesday. You can just join watch them on YouTube. You can post your questions on the comment and they will answer your questions. And it's going weekly. It's a lot of effort. And there's a lot of Flutter conferences going on. And there was one recently in Colombia, Flutter Conference Latam. And then FlutterCon in Berlin. And there's one coming in India, one in Nigeria. These are, again, all Flutter conferences. If you're interested in attending conferences, and you can go one of the places and attend a conference. So these are all the places you can find other Flutter developers and talk to them. Or if you're interested in what Flutter is, you can go to these places and learn what Flutter is. But also, it's not easy to create and maintain a good culture, right? Because it's a lot of people, right? And there are so many things happening. When there are people, there is drama. We know that, right? And how do we maintain a good culture so those people feel welcome and everyone is nice to each other? So these are our Flutter culture pillars. These are very important for us, for every community programs you saw on the slides before. So what we say in Flutter, we are open. As in, yes, Flutter is an open source technology, but we are open-minded people. We are open to every changes and everyone in the community. And we are humble, we are modest. We are not bragging, we don't like bragging. We are humble people and we like to talk to other people. And we are respectful to other technologies, other people, other companies, and whoever uses other technologies. So these are very important things for our Flutter and in the Flutter culture. And we want to keep maintaining this culture so anyone can feel welcome in the Flutter communities. And if you want to read more detail and see some example, what some problems might be happening and what you can do if you see a problem in somewhere in the community, what you can do, you can go and check this article. You can see more detail in that. I think that was all. That was my talk. Thank you so much for listening to me.